Bum 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 ba dum bum ba down. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, your favorite life and business coach, Robert Lyon. Today we're going to be talking about sales. Sales, the sweet mother and father of business. If you don't have any sales, then you're not in business. Specifically, we're going to be talking about like phone call sales for high ticket sales. And not necessarily cold sales, because there's a difference between like cold sales and in-person people calling, like setting up a booking and setting up an appointment. So the goal is to drop some knowledge and teach you guys a little bit about selling high ticket packages over the phone. So today is Thursday sales. All right, my people. So we're going to talk about basically how to get over objections. The objection of, oh, I don't have the money. The objection of, oh, I need to talk to my spouse. The objection of, I don't have enough time. And the objection of, oh, I'll think about it. So this is going to be very powerful for anybody that's trying to make some stacks, make some money. All right. I love high ticket sales. I think it is definitely the future for me for making a shitload of money in 2021 from my house. Closing my own coaching packages and closing packages for other people. So if you're a business owner or somebody who has a high ticket package that needs a closer, then be sure to reach out to me, schedule a call, or just send me a message. I'm your friend, your Jedi salesman. All right. So I want to let's talk a little bit about sales. Now, if you're selling anything, you need a script. And when you're selling stuff with the script, you don't want to read off the script, but you want to have like the bullet points, the basics of what you're going to do, how you're going to sell it, how you're going to close it, and you want to have the price. So whenever I get on a call with somebody, I frame the call and I tell them, all right, look, I want you at the end of the call. Well, first what I do is I build rapport. All right, that's number one. I say, hey, how you doing? We're obviously strangers. We've never talked before, so why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself before we hop on the call? Do you have any cats, dogs, elephants, unicorns, whatever the fuck? And then once they tell me that, I say, okay, cool. Have you ever been on a call like this before? If they've been on a call like this before, a sales call, then I can kind of skip the shit. I can kind of just get to the nitty gritty. But if they've never been on a call before, I kind of set it up so that, okay, what I want to do by the end of the call is I want to make sure that you're in a place that you can either say yes or say no. Okay. By the end of the call, I don't want any of this maybe or I'll think about it. So as long as you're cool with that, as long as you're in a place like you don't have to go and talk to your spouse or anything like that, are you in a place right now where you can make a decision either yes, you want to start with the program, or no? And usually they say yes. They almost always say yes. So like, oh yeah. Because they want to know about the program. They want to learn more. They're like, oh yeah, I'm in a good place to make a decision right now. I definitely want to learn more about the program. But it's so important because you want to structure the call so that at the end of the call, once you've gone through your pitch, once you've hyped it all up, they have to say yes or no. So that's really powerful right there, especially if you pre-frame it at the beginning. All right. After they say, oh yeah, sure, then we kind of get into it. But what you're going to do on the call is you're going to do basically what we were talking about before with like the copywriting and the messaging, is you're going to first find out what they're trying to accomplish. Find out their dreams, their aspirations, their goals, where they are right now and where they want to be. All right. After you figure out like what their goals are, like how joining your program, if they start making this amount of money, is going to absolutely change their life. And then you get into their pains. You ask them, what are you afraid of? What are you trying to not have happen? If you stay where you are right now, are you going to struggle? Are you going to suffer? Are you going to be here? What are these things? And you're going to write these down as they say them, and you're really going to listen on the sales call. You're really going to listen. All right. After you have, what they're trying to achieve and what they're trying to get away from or what they're afraid of, most people take more action when they're scared of something, when they're afraid of something, than they do. It's like the carrot and the stick. More people are afraid of the stick than they are excited about getting the carrot. They're always trying to go. But they're really going to take more action if they're afraid, if there's pain, if they're struggling with something, if they want to get away from pain, it's more likely they're going to run than it is if they're trying to get pleasure. Pleasure is good, but they'll really take action if there's a lot of pain. Okay. So you figure out what they're trying to achieve, and then you figure out, the pain that they're in and what they're going through and their struggle. After that, you basically, you want to listen, you want to make sure, and then you kind of go into what you're trying to sell, and you tell them the benefits, and you leverage. You use a lot of leverage. Leverage meaning, like if whatever package you're selling, like me, he built a 6-figure business and he sold it for a profit. He's generated leads for hundreds of businesses. He's a U.S. Army veteran, so he doesn't take no shit. Like there's all kinds of stuff like you can think of, but things that are really going to stick out in their mind that are going to be like, okay, yeah, I want in on this. And then he's built a 7-figure business, $1 billion business. Like whatever it is, and just like you, he was struggling in the same place, but he figured it out. And what you're going to learn is when you buy this package, you are going to be able to make a lot of money doing it the same way that he did it, or I did it, or whoever you're trying to sell to. All right. So then you get into and you make sure that it's not about you, it's about them. All right. It's all what's in it for them. That's the only reason they're on the phone call. They don't give a damn about you. It's what's in it for them. How can they benefit? How is taking out their wallet and buying going to really change their lives? All right. So you get into the nitty gritty, the details, and then what's going to happen is you're basically going to check in. You're going to check in with the client on the phone. You're going to be like, all right, what's going on? Like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you ready to get into the nitty gritty? And kind of before you get into the nitty gritty, like you've built it up, they're super psyched, they're ready to buy, but you kind of want to set a little bit of expectations right there. While they're still on that high thinking about, oh my God, this is going to absolutely change my life. I can't wait for the price drop. I wonder how much it's going to cost. You want to set expectations, and you're going to tell them the truth. You want to take them back down to earth a little bit, because a lot of salesmen just try and like, oh, this is going to make you a billionaire. You don't have to work at all. You're going to be able to make money while you sleep. And then they try and sell it. And people are a little skeptical. If I walk up at you and I offer you a free $100 bill, you're going to be like, why are you giving me a free $100 bill? They'll be a little more skeptical than anything. So you want to set expectations and ground them a little bit back down to earth. And then you're going to go for the price drop. And what we usually do on a price drop is you tell them a really big price, right? You tell them $12,000. But if you act now, it's going to be $9,800. And you have to act now, and you have to pay us right now, or you have to act now. And we don't necessarily need it all at once, but we need at least a minimum deposit of $1,000. And the reason that we do this is because while you're figuring out your money, we're spending so much money on ads right now that our business will go in the red if every one of these calls we just kind of let you wander off and get any money, and it shows us that you're serious. So if you want to be part of the program, you need to put down at least $1,000, and then we'll set up either a payment plan or we'll be able to, take it from there and we'll figure it out. But I need to make sure that you're serious about joining the program. So that's when that's the price drop. You say price A is $12,000. Price B, if you take action today, because we want to work with action takers, is $9,800. And I know that's a lot. And if you want to pay it all right now, that's great. But what I need more than anything is just you to commit to joining our team, and then we'll set up payment plans. So you have to put down a deposit of at least $1,000. And this is when you're going to get the objections. You go through the call, you're real friendly, you make them laugh, you build rapport, you do the price drop. Here's where the objections come in. Here's where you get the objections. And sometimes people actually don't have the money, but money is the number one objection. Oh, that's a lot of money. I don't think I can do that. So here's where we create the circle of sales, right? So at the top of the circle, we say we're going to close, right? Then you sell the close. You give them the price drop. You want to pay with Visa or debit or whatever. Then you go to the objection. Oh, that's a lot of money. You agree with them. Be like, yeah, that's a lot of money, but this is absolutely going to change your life. This is going to give you 100% ROI on your investment, and you're going to be able to learn how to get more clients than you've ever had in your life and how to scale to a 7-figure business, right? And then you go from the agreement, and then you go to the pain. You go back to the pain. You told me that if you don't get out of your mama's basement, you're going to cry, and then you go back to the close again. So it's $9,800 right now. All we need is $1,000 down. All right, and then they're going to say another objection, be like, well, I don't have that much money. You say, I agree, it's a lot of money, but remember, like, this is going to change your life, and if you stay stuck right now, you're not going to make it. So all we need is $1,000 down. And you just go in this loop with them. You take them on this journey where you go for the close, they're going to object, you agree with their objection, you go back to the pain, and then you make another agreement and you come back to your close. Okay? Here's the other way that you do it. All right, so you drop the price, the close, you hear their objection. Oh, I don't know if I can spend that much money right now. And you say, all right, so money aside, do you like the program? This is where you kind of talk to them. Money aside, do you like this program? If the money wasn't the issue, would you be joining right now? And everybody's going to be like, oh, yeah, we just hyped it up. We talked about how it's going to change their life. All right. Then this is what you say. You say, all right, if I can figure the money out, will you sign up? And usually this is where you put them in kind of a corner and they say, yeah, if we can figure the money out, I can sign up. And then you say, all right, how much cash do you have on hand? And they're going to tell you, oh, I've got $500. All right. And then you say, all right, well, let's do that as a deposit. And then that will lock in your price at $9,800. That'll lock in your price at 9.8. And essentially that's going to break it down. And then I'll hop on a call with you in a couple days and we'll figure out how to get the rest of the money. I'll help you figure out how to do it through PayPal, how to break it down into payments. Is that all right? Are you ready to do that? Let's pull out your debit or credit, or would you like to pay with debit, credit, or Express, or whatever the hell the third one is? I should probably know. What is it? No, it's Visa, MasterCard, or Discover card. There you go. Brain fart. And then they're going to be like, well, I don't know. And then you just told me that if money wasn't an issue, and if I could figure out the money, then you'd sign up. So why don't you want to sign up? And you kind of repeat this like 3 times. So you go for the close, you hear the objection, you agree with their objection, you hit back on one of their pain points or on what they're trying to achieve, or on their logic. A really good way to do this, especially if it's for business to business, is go for it at a logic. Be like, okay, right now, let's say you're closing 10%. You're closing 10% of your clients. What you're going to learn coming into this program is how to double or even triple your client sign up. You're going to be at 20 to 30% closing, and that's for the rest of your life. So you're paying a small amount of money compared to the amount of ROI that you're going to get for the rest of your life. And we're going to take you by the hand to make sure that you hit those goals so that you can have this 7 or 8 figure business in the future. So right now, taking the time to join this is going to be the best decisions of your life. Things like that. So you hit them with a little bit of math, get them a little confused, and then hit them with a little bit of the uplift and the benefits of joining your program right now. And people are going to be pumped. They're going to be wishing to throw money at you. But what I was saying is usually you do this cycle about 3 times. Okay, you drop the close, you hear the objection, you agree with them, you drop some pain, or you drop some logic, or you drop an agreement, or what they're trying to obtain. And really, it's not fun, but it's something you can do to say, okay, you told me that you want to have a 7-figure business, and you told me if you stay where you are right now, that you're going to lose your house or something. No, well, that's kind of fucked up. You're going to live in your parents' basement, right? And you can't handle that. So what you want to do is sign up right now so that we can change your life so that you can have that 7-figure business and not still live in your mom's basement. Something like that. Probably don't want to say that mama's basement thing to a customer. But you repeat this about 3 times. After the 3rd time, you either give up. Basically, you do this until they give up or you give up. And because these are, high ticket closing calls, you're going to find out real quick if they're full of shit. Buyers are liars. So it is what it is. And you can spend as much energy as you want, or you can do it. And we're never really trying to sell people to be skeezy salesmen. We're genuinely just trying to encourage people to take action to change their lives. If you have a good program, there's probably a lot of really weird, sketchy programs out there, but I would definitely focus on the good programs and selling things that are actually going to benefit people. And we're not high ticket salesmen. We're high ticket helpers, or we're not go-getters were go-givers. And it's not the one who's the skeeziest one of them all. It's the one who helps the most people that is going to make the most money. So those are the objection. You basically close, objection, agree, and pain. And that's the cycle that you go through. So we basically covered money. Now let's talk about spouse. Again, this is another objection. Oh, I have to go talk to my spouse. And that's why we kind of pre-framed the call at the beginning. So at the beginning, we asked them, hey, I want you to be able to make a decision now and say yes or no, not have to go give me a maybe or a think about it and go talk to your unicorn or whatever you have to do. So that's basically what you say. So once you come to the end and they say, well, I don't know, that's a lot of money. I got to talk to my wife first, or I got to talk to my husband first. And you say, okay, well, earlier you said you'd be in a decision, yes or no. What has changed? And then they're probably going to tell you, or that's not what you say. Basically what you say is, all right, well, when you talk to your wife or your husband, what do you think they're going to say? And then whatever they say then is the truth. They're going to say, well, that's probably going to say it's pretty expensive. And then you're going to say, yeah, but remember, you're going to be able to make 30% more money every single month once you learn our specific marketing systems. And they're going to give you another, that's their objection. You agree, then you go back to the pain, and then you go back to the close. And what's going to change now if you put down a refundable $1,000 anyways? We'll just put down the minimum deposit, and then we'll hop on a call with you and your husband tomorrow at 3:00, and you can either get the money back or we can go forward and we can set yourself up to become part of our program. And this is how you can object to the close. So if it's a dude, you can get kind of a little more bold, and you can be like, well, you told me at the beginning that you're the one that makes the decisions in this household. Like, is it true? Do you make the decisions, or does your wife make decisions? And they're going to be like, oh, I make the decisions. And then you're going to be like, okay, well, if you make the decisions, why don't we just go for the close right now? $1,000 down, become part of the program. Let's get this. And then, or if it's a wife, you don't really want to say that. You kind of want to. Well, you can still say, you can say, well, who makes the buying decisions in your household? Is it you or your husband? And the wife's probably going to say, I am, because that's the truth, And then you're like, okay, well, if that's the truth, then why don't you put down the minimum deposit right now? We'll lock you in for that price, and we'll be able to hop on another call tomorrow or another day with your husband on the phone, and it's a refundable, so you can have it back, or we can go forward from there and lock you in and get you on your new profitable, magical business journey with us. All right, so that's kind of how you can do the spouse objection. And there's probably a few other ones that I'm not thinking of at the exact moment. And then finally, there's the time. I just don't have enough time for that. And you say, well, everybody has 24 hours in a day. What are you spending your time on? I'm sure there's some bad things. Are you spending your time on the right stuff, or are you spending your time on the wrong stuff? And I think this course is definitely going to help you to be spending more time on doing the right things for you and your business, so that you can live your absolute best life and become an incredible salesperson or incredible thriving human being. And usually they're going to say, oh, and so your response is basically, you're using your time wrong. This is going to help you use your time, and you're going to have more time, because this is going to be able to make you have more money, and you're going to be able to basically get out of anything you want. All right. And then the final objection is, I'll think about it. And that just means they're full of shit, and they're never going to come back. But you can basically just counter it by saying, oh, you'll think about it? Well, I'm here right now to answer any questions you have. So if you have anything else to think about, we can get it cleared up right now. Why don't you tell me what you need to think about, or what you're trying to figure out? And then you can basically, you hear their objection, and then you can agree with them again, and then you can go back to the pain. So it just becomes this cycle. And this is just one ninja technique. There's a lot of different ninja techniques to being able to close high ticket sales, being able to make a lot of money, closing things over this phone. And this is how, though, you can get out of the rat race. This is how you can stop, trying to become rich on like $37 affiliate programs or drop shipping or anything like that. Which is an easier way to get to $10,000 a month? Have one $10,000 package and find one person to buy it, or have, $1,000, $1,000, $10,000 courses that you're trying to sell. It's a lot easier to sell one person $10,000 than it is to sell, 100 people $100 thing, or 1,000 people, a $10 thing or whatever, I'm sales. I'm not the math guy, but just think about it. Like if you're going to be able to deliver more value, like again, we talked about it earlier, but you're going to be able to call yourself on your bullshit. That's what high ticket sales do. That's what high ticket things do. You're going to have to get real honest with your customers. Like this is, I'm going to go all out. I'm going to do everything I humanly can to help you succeed. As soon as you put down that deposit and you're in with us, like we're going to become best friends, and we're going to make sure that your business skyrockets to the moon. We're going to take you by the hand. You can take a look at all my testimonials from all the people that I've already helped make massive success and have incredible business ventures, and we're going to succeed and we're going to kick ass. So it's just like, it makes so much sense to me to focus on high ticket, focus on the sales. And there's lots of high ticket sales that you can do too. Like I just learned today about, there's a, what's it called? Well, white hat SEO guys, they'll do all the work. All you do is the sale. You sell them on a $3,000 thing to get started. You make like $1,000 or $2,000, and then they do all the work. So there's so much opportunity to be a closer right now. There's so much opportunity to be over the phone sales, to sell software. Think about all the software that's coming out. How are all these software companies selling it to these big other companies? So they got a salesman on the phone selling that shit. That you got lots of warm leads coming in, but it's cost a lot of money. Not a lot of people are going to buy something for $10,000 when it's just a webinar. A lot of people are going to want to get on the phone, get their emotions going, get their stuff, and you just sell with the webinar, but then you got to have somebody to close. So if you need a closer for your business, or if you're looking to create a high ticket offer and have me help you create that package and sell it to people over the phone, that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to teach people. We'll formulate exactly what your high ticket offer is. We'll create your massive amount of leads, how to get them organically at first, and then how to use paid ads so you can automate it so you can just focus, and then how to close them on the phone. That's what we're doing. This is powerful, powerful stuff. I hope you got something out of it today. I hope you now know objection and how to deal with objections, and how to, crush it in your sales, and how to make more money and live a freer, happier freaking life for you and your family. All right. Much love, everybody. Thanks for listening to me. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about ads and how we can create a new way to make ads that is going to be able to make people really fucking rich, because it's really freaking cool. And it just it brings everything we're talking about together, and it's freaking awesome. So be sure to be there. I don't have an exact time yet, but I'll shoot out a little message that says, I'm going live in a few minutes. All right. Thanks everybody for listening. Check out the replay. Leave a comment. Somebody tell me something. How are you? Where are you at? Like, what else you want to learn? Any questions you have, I'd be more than happy to talk to you about it. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, be sure to subscribe and leave me a review telling me how awesome I am, or how awesome your experience listening to me is, or how much I suck. Whatever gets you to leave me a review and tell me exactly what's going on, I appreciate it. All right. Have a good day. And just remember, figure out what's possible for you. Just book a call with me, and we'll figure out, what's possible, what could happen, how we could change your life together. Peace.